Okay, here at work, for just a quick little thing, waste the rest of my day. Check out this exit sign. I'm surprised that those are actually allowed to stay here. Considering they've been busy replacing these things with the universal, what do they call those, the European standard. It's only single-sided. Anyway, check out some of this equipment. This floor is really cool too. I don't know whose any of it is. I'd love to get my hands on those beige monitors. Forget about all this other crap. The beige monitors are cool. This is definitely cool. But I don't know whose it is, so I can't touch it. Again, huge mess going on over here. And if we come on inside here, there's even more stuff. Vintage microwave. I'll see if I can abscond with that. Looks like somebody bought it at Salvation Army. These came out of another lab we repurposed, and they're disgusting, very predictably. So, anyway, probably shouldn't have slammed it like that. Piles of junk. These are to be reused, although I don't think I really like them because they have the power supply as opposed to built-in power supply. I really am not a fan of these. This stuff, with the possible exception of this, I don't have no idea what this is. It showed up one day. But those and those are likely coming home with me at some point. This is just another one of those HP things. It's in better shape than the one that I have. And this is, goodness only knows what. I really don't even care that much about it. I might just rip it apart and take the parts and throw away the rest. Anyway, now this is the point. Fancy. Turn that off. Close this door. Slam this door, which makes a lot of noise. I'm sure somebody's going to come in here and wonder what the hell is going on, but that's fine. Look at this. They just leave stuff like this sitting around. I could think of 100,000 uses for these things. Anyway. And these ones, these sun things, use these ridiculous power supplies. Check this out. This thing is huge. What does it put out? 8 amps at 14 volts. Come on, focus. Here we go. Sort of. Yeah, good enough. Ooh, Samsung. Come on. I don't know why it's not focusing. But no, the point is all this stuff. These are probably going to get junked. They're socket 478 Pentium 4s. We're going to power them up. See if they even work. I think they're both exactly the same. Do they have asset tags on them? They probably do. I think one of them, yeah, that one's got a tag there, but I don't think either, it doesn't look like either one of them's got an asset tag on it. This certainly does. Of course, pity this is the one that I actually want. It's a Dell Dimension 2400. I love this case. And of course a couple monitors to try out, make sure they work. I wonder what that noise is. Thought I'd share this for all my, even though I don't upload them to this channel, all my siren fans, outdoor warning siren fans. I'll listen to this and power it off. It's another one of these ridiculous monitors with a smaller power supply. Listen to the fans. I turn it off. Going down. I'm not sure if those are the power supply fans or not, but I suspect they are. Sounds just like an ACA Hurricane. Anyway, unplug this thing, because it doesn't need to be powered on. I gotta find a keyboard. Yeah, There go the rest of the fans. Find a keyboard and start powering those machines up. Well, didn't have to go far. That's convenient. Okay, here's one of the two little process things to start off with. This is the good one. It's got the DVD burner in it. That'd be worth saving even if the rest of the machine isn't. Not sure why that logo is circled. It looks like actually that's part of the logo. It's the first time I've seen that. Had some other stickers. Actually, it probably did have an asset tag at one point. It's right there, but of course it's been removed. Probably illegally, but that's fine. I have not had this apart yet, so I have no idea what's inside, other than to tell you that it is a 478 Pentium 4. You might be able to just barely see in there. And it's got one of those iconic heat sinks, at least what looks like one of those iconic heat sinks. So let's go ahead and pop the hood. Oh yeah, socket 478, baby. And all the capacitors are good, at least the ones that I see. Intel desktop board, D845, GEB V2. Yeah, so it's an 845 chipset, so not really all that great. Oh, look, a booby trap. I'm sure that's going to do a whole lot of good when it's not hooked up to anything, but nevertheless. Use the optical drive, which isn't even hooked up. That's brilliant. So somebody's obviously been going through this. Probably picking parts on it. Well, they couldn't have. It's still got the RAM and whatnot. Does the fan actually work? Well, it doesn't sound like it's too bad. We'll see when it actually gets powered up. So, cabling. I think half the cables are probably unplugged from this thing. Alright. But pretty plain Jane, not a whole lot to speak of. And yes, all of the capacitors look like they're okay. Plug this fan back in. You know, there was a time when I would tell you that something like this will be worth saving. It wasn't that long ago, but now, what's the point? Like, I mean, really. Is this actually even installed? Yeah, it is. Okay. Hopefully that didn't just cause problems by doing that, but that's fine. But yeah, no, all the caps are good. So this one might be a keeper, because my goal here is to come up with a Windows XP machine that we can use to interface with some of our older pieces of equipment. Network analyzers, logic analyzers, function generators, things like that. Actually, I take that back. Oscilloscopes, not function generators. I have no idea where that came from, but it doesn't really matter. The same deal is true. So let me get this hooked up. Cable it up. Probably use this monitor instead of using the big ridiculous thing over there. And make sure that this monitor works. Now, it took a little while for the power button to respond, but it looks like we have video. So, I forgot the keyboard. That was brilliant. Grab the keyboard. It's PS2, so, but of course, being a socket 478 system, this certainly should have PS2 ports. Let's unravel the cable in a very professional manner. Alright, take the power. I'm not going to plug it into the network, even though there is a network cable down there. I probably should plug that into this thing. But I'm not going to. No. Instead, I'm going to choose the safe route here. Because I'm sure that the CMOS battery's dead. I hope that's plugged in enough. Let's see what it does. Green standby LED. Here we go. Works. I think the key is either delete or F4 on these. Pentium 4 2.8. 533 front side bus. So yeah, probably a Northwood. Actually, it would have to be a Northwood. It's only got 512K. What is that, level 1 or level 2 cache? I can never remember. 1 gig of RAM though. And, well, the time is a little off, but that's alright. The date is correct though. Can't believe it's already August. It's starting to run out of time for a lot of projects. So, I shouldn't be messing around with this stuff. I should be doing other things. Everything looks alright. 40 gigabyte hard drive, the CD drive probably works just fine. Hardware monitor. And everything looks okay in there. Rear fan, is it even running? It is not running. Does it even work? Interesting. I think some of these Intel boards have that quirk. So, the lowest fan speed is slow. I don't know. I'm going to disable the fan control. Does the F10 key actually work? Probably not. I think my keyboard is a little messed up. Fan control setting was changed. Wait for 30 seconds before reapplying power. Well now, I think that's the first time I've ever had that problem. Okay, we'll remove power. And we'll give it a few minutes. Give it a few seconds. My autofocus is turned off. So I bet half my video is out of focus. Wouldn't surprise me. It shouldn't need that long to figure itself out. Here we go. Oh, no, it's still not working. So I wonder if there's something wrong with that. Let's see, what is it going to boot into? Windows XP. So I think I'm going to use this, because my boss wanted to use the Dimension 2400 sitting over there for that, but I think I'm going to just use this, because this probably would be a better machine anyway. Those 2300s and 2400s are not the best. I think it's hooked into the domain. Oh, doesn't look like it. I'm not going to break into it. I don't care that much. Let's go get something else. Alright, here's system number 2. Now these are supposed to have a door over these front ports here. You can see where the door went, but I don't think I've seen a single one of these cases that actually had that door. Also can get an idea as to when this one was made. I think the other one has the same sticker on it. Oh, no, that's where that sticker's supposed to be. So somebody removed that sticker. Which just about figures. And probably just the same way they removed this. That's in better shape than the other one in some ways. I mean, it's intact. It's got the key lock over there. Apparently it was System 30, wherever it came from. I don't know, these were sitting in a room that we're repurposing. So I've been slowly removing junk. Anyway, it's not in better shape in other ways. I don't know how this happened. Probably somebody being careless, putting it back together. That seems to be a common thing. It also looks like somebody messed up some of the slot blanks back there. So who knows? It's the same motherboard though. Now, can I take this case off, or am I going to have to? Yeah, I'm going to have to do this. Turn the power off. I don't suppose it matters, but I always do that so it doesn't go bang immediately when I plug in the power cord. At least I could stand back. This screwdriver is not the right one, but I don't have any Phillips screwdrivers over here. They're all flat blades. It's really irritating not having the right tools. Of course, I'd rather do it over here than my office, because here is quiet. My office is not. Well, at least that didn't go too far. Okay. Why is this not coming off? These things are stupid anyway. It's still not coming off. I hope the case isn't locked. Give me a minute. Alright, there it is. Lovely little screw right there. I didn't even notice it. I'm sure everybody in the comments was busy pointing it out to me. Looks like pretty much the identical to the other one. Again, stuff is unplugged for reasons I don't quite understand. At least we have a date. Well, actually, no. The other one had a... This one was the one that had the date on the front. Anyway. Yeah, same deal. 40 gigabyte hard drive. There was a time when that was actually something. Looks like the caps on this board are okay as well. So, one of these may end up following me home for nefarious purposes. So I'm trying to get rid of my Pentium 4 stuff. I'll not get rid of all of it, but certainly, all the stuff I don't need. Because I've got a lot of junk. I'm going to have to figure out the status of some of the other machines that I've got sitting at home, because they're all outside right now. I'll probably do that this weekend, figure some of these things out, plug the floppy drive back in. Of course, the floppy drive probably doesn't work, which is why it's unplugged. It's got a network card. What is that? Probably a Pro 100. Yeah, 100 megabits. Useless. Does this have onboard Ethernet? Yeah, it does. So I wonder when they added the onboard card, the outboard card. I don't know. Yeah, it is the same board. Probably exactly the same CPU. I wonder if the fan actually works in this one. Well, let's go ahead and plug it in. Let's see if it works. I was going to change the monitor, but then I decided not to. Because I'm lazy. And it's what? Almost 4 o'clock. So it's almost time to go home. And here I am puttering around with this junk. So, but it'll be an interesting little video for all of you. Wish I could plug it in with one hand. This one definitely has a bad CMOS battery. Okay, I thought it was dead at first. The case fan is on. Yeah, case fan's definitely on. Yeah, exactly the same. Pentium 4 2.8. And CMOS checksum, so it's got a bad battery. F4. Fan setup. This monitor is flickering. I wonder if you can see that on the video. I can certainly see it in real life. Exactly the same. No difference. So maybe I'll keep this one. Considering this one, or keep this one here, because this is the one that actually seems to be working properly. Take the other one home, or possibly not even keep the other one at all. See if it boots into something. Blinking cursor. And the front panel LEDs are just about dead, but they work. Let's try again. Did see the hard drive. Okay, I think this one's got some issues. It's not posting. I don't know what the deal is. Give me a minute. No, it's not working. As soon as I save the changes and exit, it screws up. I'm gonna check that jumper. Is that on clear CMOS or not? I think it is not. No, it's not. It's on normal mode. So, I don't know what the deal is. Oh, here it goes. I don't know what took it so long. So it's also running Windows XP. This one might be joined to the domain. Oh, it's not. Alright, so good to know. Let me see if I can get that floppy drive working. Probably something in the boot order. Maybe trying to boot to the network or something. I don't know. It seems to be a little funky, so this one might be the one that ends up following me home. We'll see. If any of them do. I'm not a big fan of these cases. I mean, they're not bad. You can certainly do worse than this, but honestly, they're not very good either. Okay, let's get the Dell. Okay, here's the Dell with the Dell monitor and the same keyboard, but looks like this one's been decorated a bit. Oh, it said Swish at first, and I was wondering what on earth the Swish company, which is usually for cleaning supplies, was doing with stickers for Golden Delicious apples, but anyway, it's not. It's got 2 hard drives installed, not correctly. You can see that somebody installed it where the floppy drive is supposed to be. This one does have an asset tag, which kind of sucks. Which means it's going to be a pain in the rear end to get this thing out of here if I do end up doing that. Install a modem. The problem with these machines is that they were some of the first to make or break the $300 price point. I'm going to need 2 hands to do this. Should be able to do that with 1 hand, but oh well. Yeah, definitely an expanded hard drive, and we do not have the second hard drive tray. Floppy drive, CD audio, some other cable. Actually, that's for the front panel, which is proprietary. Actually, no, is that for the front panel? It can't be. Maybe it is, I don't know. But you can see there, they definitely cheapened out. There's the artifact for an AGP slot, but we don't get one. No, you get 3 PCI. It doesn't actually use, I think this one used DDR. And if you got the 2300, you got PC 133, which is a big limitation. This is a second hard drive. It's an IBM drive. Capacity unknown at this point. I guess we'll find out if the system actually works. Is that the front panel? No, the front panel's right there. So I have no idea what that's going to. 79 RIZ. No idea what that means. Is there something on the front? Oh, it's probably this right here. The USB and sound. Or maybe that's the USB and sound. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, somebody's correcting me in the comments. I should know some of these things, but oh well. I don't know if this is the original power supply or not, because if you look here, it's got this little connector, which is used for adding serial ATA hard drives, which this thing would not support. It may have the artifacts, but even if it's got the artifacts, it does not actually have serial ATA ports. Yeah, 2-hand job when to get this out of the way and when to put that back on. Alright, everything else is pretty standard. So, I don't think there's a whole lot else I can do with this. Is this one of the good ones, or is this one of the ones that doesn't come off? Some of these really don't like to move. I think this is one of the ones that doesn't. Oh no, there we go. You can see, there's another one. All the capacitors look like they're okay. Amazing. Of course, it's also very clean. These probably haven't been used a whole lot. Let me see if I can get that back in there without undue gymnastics. This power supply cabling is really annoying. Alright, so we'll put that in place and we'll hook it up to our lovely Dell flat panel. Onboard video. Of course, if you were going to expand the video, all you'd be able to do is put a PCI card in here. So you're better off with the onboard, which I think is Intel 815 on one of these. 845. It might actually be 845. I don't remember. There's no power switch on this one, so plug it in and it'll probably power itself on. Maybe not. That standby LED is very dim. Let's reseat this connector here, and we'll see if it actually powers up. Yeah, that dim power LED is not a good sign. Yeah, I think this one's dead. Yeah, we're definitely dead here. Flashing orange power light. So, well, it's about 4 o'clock. Actually, it is 4 o'clock now. I'm not going to waste any more time with this. So, this one's going to need a new power supply. So it probably will actually be coming home with me. Because I don't think it's worth investing the time in a power supply in it for here. Anything that we'd want to do, because I mean, that machine over there works just fine. So, I'll probably use that one. I'm going to put it in with the other machine And at some point in the future, we'll probably get to have a look at this. So what hard drive that is shall remain a mystery. And actually, you know what? No, it can't be. No, it's not. I was going to say, is that the second hard drive carrier? Blinking orange power light of doom. So, I think it's the first time I've ever seen one of these with a failed power supply in it. You know, I've seen the clamshells go bad, but not these. So, I'm a really big fan of this case. The so-called MyTac case design. It's really good design. But part of me wishes that Dell would cheapen out on the case a little bit in exchange for that AGP slot. That really would have made this thing a nicer machine, but oh well, I can't have everything. There's a Dimension 4700 that's also sitting in one of the other rooms. I may see about getting my hands on that one as well, but either way, we're at a stopping point with this, and we're at a stopping point with everything, so that's it. That is all. Hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for more.